All right, welcome 9.5 Rise Up Nations. I'm not sure about you, but I'm super pumped, super excited because this officially kicked off our 7-day Rise Up Challenge. And before I introduce our very first speaker, which is my favorite, as you probably see my Facebook post, it took me 4 years to finally get her to say yes to my event. But anyhow, it's not just my event. I want to share with you that this is also your event. Please understand that. I created this group, or I created this challenge. It's all because I want to make sure that we can all rise up together after this pandemic. It hasn't been easy for me, and I know it hasn't been easy for you in the past 60 days or even more, because the world is changing, but at the same time, it's pulsing. You may not know what's going to happen next, or I may not know what's going to happen next, but yet with knowledge, with better knowledge, that's how we can equip ourselves to get ourselves in the next level. So this very first video we're going to have, or this very first segment we're going to have my favorite speaker, the brain doctor, Dr. Corrine Allen. But I think her knowledge or her wisdom or what she's going to share with you should be heard by many more people in this world. So help me to share this video out, create a watch party in the page that you manage in your own Facebook timeline, such that more people can share her message out. This replay will be available at the 9.5 Rise Up Nation for replay. So they can watch it within the next 72 hours, may even be longer, okay? So help me to click the watch party button to share this video out, so therefore more people can listen to Dr. Corrine Allen's message. Again, let me introduce myself. I'm Christina, I'm your host. Today is the first day of our 7-day challenge. So starting from today, every single day until May 17, we'll go live in this Facebook group at 11 o'clock. Isn't it amazing? Today is May 11 at 11 o'clock, and we have Dr. Corrine Allen to share her marvelous message with us. Today, her topic she's going to share on, obviously, is the brain health. She's a renowned brain doctor, but at the same time, she's going to focus on healing vibration. No, we are not just going to focus on Kangen. You can find out more information about Kangen on her YouTube video that you find. But today, she's going to share with you an updated relating information about how we can do cellular voltage and everything like this. Okay, so just simply share this video out, create a watch party in your own group, and we can share this message out. All right, so without further ado, let's put our hand together to welcome the legendary, my favorite speaker, Dr. Corrine Allen. How are you, Dr. Allen?
I am terrific and so excited to be with you all today, all around the world.
Yes, you know what, Dr. Allen, today is super amazing. We have over 500 people, almost 600 people sign up for this challenge with people around the world. I'm talking really around the world, with people from Asia, with people from Vietnam, with people from Canada, Europe, USA, and obviously even Singapore, okay? So I wouldn't hold you long because I know that you have lots of information to share with us. So why don't you take the floor and it's all yours. So in the next 40, 50 minutes, she's going to share with us healing vibration. And then I'm going to follow through with Q&A. So please do drop down your question in the comments. And now let's give some love to Dr. Allen. Put some hearts, put some hi in the comments I'll let her know, okay? So Dr. Allen's all yours now.
Thank you. Okay, I am so happy to be with you. I've kind of been out of the loop for about a year. I had a very serious accident a year ago tomorrow. So I've been in a heavy year of therapy and a heavy year of just recuperating. And it's been wonderful to see and to come back and to be stronger than ever. And one of the key things is what I'm going to share with you today. And so we're just going to go and have all kinds of great fun together, and I look forward to you. You can go to the information at the end of this presentation and get to me personally through my website and through my email. Those are the easiest to get to me, and I will talk with you all over the world. So let's get going and get into this information that I can't wait to share with you. All right. Okay. So we're going to talk about what are the healing vibrations in water. Now, in my world, in our brain camp that we have, and in the home programs that we do, it's all about the vibration. If we don't have the right frequencies, we cannot get the healing in the body, because everything starts in the vibration in the electromagnetic field first before it goes to the molecular world. So what is the healing vibrations of water? It is voltage first, and then it is, whoops, we're gonna have to move our screen here. Chris, I guess I'll hang tight with me a minute while I move this.
We'll find, Dr. Allen, when you're moving screen, they don't see that you're moving screen. So,
Okay,
all right, it's all yours.
I can't get it to move, this little booger here.
It's fine. They see
Well,
you.
it's
They
in
see
my way. I can't
perfect.
see my
Oh, by the
screen.
way, that's over 200 people seeing you live right now, in case you
Okay.
all right.
So I'm gonna go to stop share a minute and move our pictures because it's right in the middle of my PowerPoint.
Okay.
And I am, there we go.
Okay.
So do you still see?
Yes, I see. So you can start,
Are
you
we
share
still
your,
on, are we still on share screen?
we are not. So start sharing again, maybe?
Okay, so we lost it.
Let's start sharing again. So guys, bear with us. This is the very first time, in case you're wondering, this is the very first time Dr. Allen is doing a Facebook Live.
Oh,
so
my
you
goodness.
all have an honor to watch her live on Facebook. This is the very first time that she's airing her content to everybody around the world. So you guys have the honor, I have the honor, and it's a super prestige, opportunity for us to see what she's going to share. So while she's trying to figure out the computer technology, you got it? Okay, all right.
I think we got it. I'm sorry, guys. I think we got it now.
Okay, so we're having you now. Okay.
Okay, there we go.
All right, here we go.
So, how do we get voltage into our cells? This is one of the basic things that I like people to get to know and to understand, because people say, well, I'm taking all these vitamins or drinking this water and I'm doing all this, but what is really, if you don't raise the electromagnetic field in your cells, you're not going to have health. So most humans operate best in their pH of their bodies of 7.35 to 7.4, which is also indicated as a voltage range, if you have range in your body, of minus 20 millivolts to minus 25. And this is where your cells can heal. If they're not there, the body cannot heal. So we need to make new cells. Now, making the new cells, we have to go to minus 50 millivolts. This is considered healing voltage. Guys, this is quantum that I'm teaching you. This is energy. This is where how we run our programs. This is how I run my individual programs. And this is how I choose products. This is why I'm so particular about everything that I have and everything I put in the body. If we have below 0 megavolts, we change the polarity, and all cancer occurs at plus 30 millivolts. So vibration is measured in volts. You have the vibration is the oscillation and the repetitive movement of an object around an equilibrium position. Vibration is also your whole body motion. What are the volts? Electromotive force or potential difference, usually expressed in volts. This is just to give you a little definition. How do cells get your voltage? You get one of the most powerful forces of vibration and your electromagnetic field from your water. Water from the ground contains electrons. This is called alkaline water. When we drink tap water, fluoride water, chlorine water, when we bathe in chlorine water and chemicals, they steal our electrons. And when we drink this, it steals our electrons. People, you need to understand this, because your water is so important. This is a little different take on how to look at water, because we don't usually think, well, we usually think water is water. Or, if I drink alkaline water, it's the same as all alkaline water. Not so. Because if it doesn't have the right pH, the right voltage, it actually steals your electrons. When water shows a minus voltage, or we call it ORP, oxygen reduction potential, it's an electron donor. When water shows a positive voltage, the water is an electron stealer. Now, believe it or not, there are uses for each of those, and I'm going to teach you those as we go along. How fast the body makes new cells. Watch how this. The process of rebuilding new and healthy cells is based on the fact that the body is constantly replacing itself. Rods and cones in your eyes every 48 hours. Skin, you get new skin every 6 weeks. Your liver, you get new liver cells in 8 weeks. The nervous system, 8 months. This is why we see neurological programs taking not just a few days, but months, because we're repairing the nervous cell. Bones, it takes a year. So every year we completely change ourselves. We are rapidly making new cells, but here's the key. If you're not putting in the right voltage and you're not putting in the right information, you're not making a completely new healthy self. You're making a self that is getting deteriorated. So this is why it is so important. So to make new cells, it requires that minus 50 megavolts. Voltage means health or disease, how voltage is lost and how it is increased. We lose it by fluoride in our water. Watch your toothpaste, guys. Watch the dentist. Watch that you don't get fluoride at your dentist. It's it'll pull your energy, pull your voltage, chlorine in the water. And that's why it's important to have filters on your water when you shower. Don't shower in chlorine. Don't wash in chlorine. Still water, which is just water that's not moving, because the moving water makes it have voltage. Electromagnetic fields. Oh my goodness, we probably should do some seminars on that. Because the EMF now, with what's coming up with 5G and computers and cell phones and microwaves, we have so many people that are getting electromagnetically sensitive. And we have been able to help them with some amazing things by correcting their voltage. Cooked food. If you're not eating a lot of raw food, you're getting low voltage, lack of minerals. Remember, minerals are more important than vitamins. And I am an adamant about having liquid minerals, because so many of the capsuled minerals do not get into the cells. Low voltage supplements. Be careful about your supplements. Don't just buy them because they say this is good or that is good. You got to really watch your supplements. Negative emotions and traumas. This will pull your voltage down so fast. And of course, we have trauma clearing programs that have just been phenomenal and are helping people a lot. Then acid water. Where do we get acid water? Tap water, filtered water, bottled water, reverse osmosis water, distilled water, well water. You know, I lived in a ranch, 200-acre ranch, for about 15 years. And we had a well. And I thought this was the best water. It's 900 feet deep. They can't get any pesticides in there. And you know what? My husband and I at that time were taking all kinds of antioxidants, all kinds of supplements. And somebody told me about this other water. In fact, it came at me. Sometimes it comes in 2s and 3s. And at that time, it came in about 2s and 3s. And I thought, okay. And what got my attention is that one of my clients who had been quadruple bypass, and he was on his way out, he got on this water, and he actually got on one of the lowest systems that this water makes, one of the lowest voltage units of it. And he turned around. In 3 weeks, he turned around, and I stood up and go, and I think I have good water. I think I better learn something. I think I better look at this. And that was the beginning of me starting to really research this water and see what it was. And he was amazing. He went on to live for, I think, about 5 or 6 more years. Now, how do we increase our voltage? So guys, I'm talking about a whole nutrition plan, a whole lifestyle. And of course, water is 70 to 80%. So it's very, very important. That's kind of why we're starting with it. But another way to raise your voltage is to eat whole, unprocessed, chemical-free, pesticide-free food. And I recommend highly, not just that, growing your own, using some kind of a, I use a plate or a mat and recommend those for my clients that you put your food on that helps get rid of even the things that you don't know get into your good, healthy food. Raw organic foods. Put your feet in dirt or peat moss. That is actually called a grounding method, and you can do it inside in the middle of winter. And we have a special formula on that that helps actually when you add kelp and sacred frankincense to it, it downloads the EMF frequencies. Amazing. Soak in the sunshine. Get out in the sunshine. I love to garden, love to get out in the sunshine. Standing in water, especially running water, will help you. But if that running water is chlorinated water, not going to work. You got to have it not chlorinated running water. Iodine. Iodine is extremely important for your body. It is probably one of the least used supplements that are recommended, but it is a way to raise your voltage and support your thyroid. Mineral supplementation, high voltage supplements. We have a whole list of those we can recommend. Hug someone. You've heard of hugging a tree. Put your body next to someone. Hug them. If they're not hugging you, be proactive and hug them. Okay, every cell in the body works on voltage. You're alive today because you're having all your electrons working, your cells are working, they're working on voltage. But if you have things going on in your body, that means the voltage is low. It means that they're not, the vibration in the cells isn't working right. The cells have to have enough voltage to be able to work. Chronic disease is associated with a loss of voltage. The loss of voltage is related to acid pH. And chronic disease is always low voltage. That's why when we do our brain program, we don't give a lot of supplements. We give them very high quality organic food, lots of salads, lots of raw food. But we do all these kinds of frequency things like light and sound and motion. And we have frequency things that we hook up to electrodes and all these things that we're raising their voltage, as well as we have a gallon of water that we set out for everybody, and they have their name on it. And we watch how much water they drink. And if they haven't drank enough water, we know they're not going to have enough voltage to get their brain healing. If you have any kind of pain, your voltage is going to be affected. Cells don't have enough voltage to do their job. Cells can't rid their waste and they become toxic. This is where microorganisms grow and release toxins. What are we in the middle of now? This pandemic. If you're getting your toxins out and your voltage is high enough, no problem. You're going to release your toxins because your digestive system, your enzymes will kill them. At 30 plus, this is the plus side, which is, I say the left side, fungus takes over the DNA of the cells to produce cancer. Electron stealers drop the voltage. What are those? When the cells start dropping below minus 20, this is on the positive side or on the negative side, which is opposite to what we think. In the body, it has to be a negative. We begin to have health issues. Electron stealers are the cause of this. There was an experiment done with a Dr. Keith Brewer. He dropped the voltage of normal cells in a petri dish from minus 20 to plus 30 millivolts. The cells became what? Malignant. When the voltage was added back into the cells up to minus 65 millivolts, all the cancer cells died. So when you look at nutritional programs, health programs for cancer, what happens? A lot of times they're eating good, healthy food. They're doing raw vegetables and a lot of raw juice. Why? Because it raises the voltage. And if you raise the voltage, a lot of people have turned that around. Electron voltage stealers, chlorine and fluoride in our drinking water or electron. Canola oil. I have a ranch in the middle of canola country. And I want to tell you, do not believe these things on your labels in the health food stores where it says organic canola. By definition, the farmers have told me that you cannot produce organic canola oil because it is highly, highly, highly susceptible to weeds and problems, and they have to use the Roundup. If you're using trans fats, if you're using hydrogenated oils, deep fried foods, There are many electron stealers in our environment that are introduced to our bodies. Guys, we're sitting right now, all of you, in an electron stealing field of cell phones and computers. And I beg you to stop using your microwaves because they are stealing your electrons from your food. They are then stealing them from your body. And by the way, anything that you microwave is reducing your protein. It's killing the protein inside the food. If you have stress, trauma, negative emotions, you're also stealing the voltage. Now you may think, I don't have stress today. I'm watching Dr. Allen and I'm so happy. But think about the stress out there around you. And I'm so happy to have you here today. But that stress that may have come, or that trauma from childhood, if it's not dealt with, it can be causing you to steal electrons and causing your body to go into unhealth conditions. And we have things that we will probably bring to you in the future that are going to help you understand how to raise your voltage. Okay, we're going to put the donors standing in the dirt, swimming in the ocean, running water, unprocessed, raw, chemical free, the right kind of fats, trauma clearing. We do trauma clearing, long distance, and we've done it all over the world. We do it in our center as well. Positive thoughts. We could go on and on about that. Alkaline, ionized, microclustered water is what we need. How to build your voltage? Whoa, alkaline, ionized, microclustered water, whole, unprocessed, chemical-free foods. You know, I'm repeating these, but when I'm done, I want you to be able to name them. Minerals, high voltage supplements, functioning thyroid needs, daily iodine, clearing negative traumas and emotions. Here's our pH scale. I'm sure you've seen it. You're going to look on the acidic. We know tomatoes and vinegar are very acidic in food. Your kind of neutral pHs are milk, and your blood should be in the neutral. Baking soda is neutral. You go up high, soap and things like that. And certain foods go into the alkaline. Lots of greens. Look at the green. Your green is going to be in the alkaline. So you want your pH, your voltage. Some of your foods are going to be, or things that you're going to have, are plus 400. If you go high, some of these things can be minus 400. That's just showing substances on the earth. Your pH is really another way to say voltage. The power of the pH, you want to put it to work for you. How do you do that? Well, one of the reasons why you want to do that is because the human body is 75% water. And solutions, everything around your cell is in solutions, is always in play in your body. Much of the transfer of the voltage occurs via the fluids. That's why when you do something while you're sitting there, you should be drinking water, should be always flushing the system, which I'm going to do one right now while it's twinkling at you. Why is the vibration of voltage, we're going to kind of use them synonymously, of water the key to healing? Now, let me ask you this again. Can you answer that? Why is the vibration or the voltage of water the key to healing? I don't care if I have the best equipment, the best supplement, the best food. If I don't have what the body has 75% of, I am missing one of the main keys to healing. The amount of water in the body, oh my goodness, let's look at this. The body, 70, 75%. Blood, 85% water. Brain, 80% water. Muscles, 75% water. And cells, 90% water. Guys, even if you have the best equipment, the best alkaline water, it doesn't do you any good if you don't drink it. Now, right now, I'm going to give you a free tip. Sometimes people will say to me, but I'm drinking the best water, but I'm still dehydrated. And what I say to them is take a little bit of Himalayan salt or Celtic salt, put a pinch on your finger, on your tongue, then drink your big glass of water. What that does, that mineral pulls that water into the cells if you have such low voltage that you're not doing it again. If you take 2 jars and you take electrodes and put them in, and one has just water, let's say tap water, and one has water with salt in it, the one with the salt is going to light up the bulb at the end of those electrodes far faster than the one without, because that's what it's going to do in your cells. But water's all the same, but is it? Water seems like water? I thought so. I thought, for years, guys, I told people to use reverse osmosis. For years, I thought well water was the best on the planet. How could it not be? It was dead water. I was needing to use a lot of antioxidants. Water from the tap looks like water, smells like water, tastes like water. But when you look closely, you'll see that water quality varies. After my friend had his experience, my client, he was also my friend, their family. I began to study water, and I have put in hundreds, if not thousands of hours of studying the research. So what I'm giving you here is not just from my experience, but it comes documented from research about water. The amount of oxygen in the cells is due to the vibration and voltage in the water you drink. Rising oxygen levels means what? It means you're going to have cellular healing, guys. It means when the voltage is normal, minus 25 millivolts, oxygen can enter the cells automatically as needed. When we do testing, and I do home programs for people, I'm always testing their voltage from their samples that they send me. And very few people are at minus 25. And as they begin to heal, that voltage goes up and they feel the difference, absolutely feel it. Restoring that, okay, you get these pictures in your mind. Hold that glass of water, eat those fresh fruits and vegetables, hug a tree. Well, I think hugging an animal is good too. And hugging your partner, hugging your husband, your family, your children, hugging your friends. Drink water that contains only the electrons that are in the alkaline water. And don't fall for the false advertisement out there. I'm telling you, there is a difference in supplements. And I tell people, just because it's let's take a B vitamin. Just because it's a B vitamin doesn't mean it's a good B vitamin, because there's so many factors coming together that people don't understand. They read a label and they think, wow, that has that, that has that. No, there's much more to that. That's the voltage, the vibration of it. Drinking water that has that voltage is very important. Getting that iodine in there. Get into the sun. Put your feet in the dirt. Hug other living things. Eat raw and unprocessed chemical-free foods. Get rid of those emotions. They're trapped emotions. There's lots of ways to do that. Look at the electron stealers, electron donors. You're going to have damage caused by the stealers. You're going to have the electron donors are going to help your cells do the work. Look at the difference in pH. 0 to 6.9 is your stealers. 7 to 0.1 to 14 are your donors. Your acid on the one side on your stealers and your alkaline on the other. One side becomes a free radical. The other becomes your antioxidant. And your positive pole, that's where we saw positive. We think positive should always be good, but in this case, it's not good. And then the negative pole. And then they are destructive versus constructive. When we started adding the ionized alkaline microclustered water to our brain camp, which we did the year right after it was introduced to me, we had a 33% increase in our results. It was like, I'm going, how can these people come here? They didn't get off the couch. They could barely move. And we had them walk. We're in the country. And they had to walk a good 2 blocks to get from their housing to the clinic where we had the program. And then we would work them 7-8 hours a day. How did we do that? We didn't do that before we had the water, because we would say, go jump on the trampoline. Now, you're running out of energy, but we're not done yet. Go get a glass of water. They get a glass of water. Drink their water, from little kids to the adults that we had. And they'd get on there and like the battery was charged instantly. And they didn't have a tummy ache jumping, because it was instantly absorbed into the body. Now you have a left spin when it's the bad and a right spin when it's good. So you can actually do this over your food. I teach people to do this. Let's say this is your plate of food. If you don't have an instrument or something, you can go left 10 times and then finish right 10 times. Secret in the energy field, secret in the quantum. So you can clean your food, 10 left, 10 right. When I'm in a restaurant and I don't drink coffee and I don't drink iced tea and I don't drink that stuff, but if I have something, sometimes I'll have a cup of tea, I will run my finger left and run it right. That's a little free quantum trick for you. Fat cells are critical to cell voltage. The electrons from high electron water are stored in the fat cell of the cell membrane. So your fats are huge, 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 huge factors for your voltage conductance. Good fats, not bad fats. Bad fats are called trans fats, hydrogenated fats, canola. They're needed for your cell function. Making cell walls from your plastic fats prevents the new cells from functioning right. Cells made from trans fats cannot hold a charge. This is key, guys, and they cause the voltage to be low. So your fats are a huge factor that you want to think of with your water, because when you're putting in good water, but you're eating bad fats, you're not going to hold the voltage. This we see regularly in brain injured people. Now, the power grid and your voltage are just how they are destroyed. The most common destroyers, your thyroid, look at that thyroid, your teeth, wrong fats, canola, hydrogenated oils, not having in your thyroid function, not having your hormone in your thyroid. Look at how many times I've said that, because your thyroid, who thought that that is almost as important as your water, but you've got to have the right stuff. And on our website, we talk about the right iodine to use. Heavy metal poisoning, dental infections. When I was just beginning my practice, I went to Germany and I'd studied there. And I remember the naturopath saying that the health of the body begins in the mouth. And I did not realize that until 40 years now into my practice. Most people that have chronic health problems have infections in their jaw called cavitations or dental infections. And believe it or not, we have a whole protocol with the 11.5 water, swishing with it, and swishing with the 2.5 water that actually helps your body to heal itself. So we're going to talk about the high pH water. This is the energy that has high hydrogen ions in the water, and you can see a picture here. And you can do this little experiment yourself. The one in the left that was left in both of them were left in the car for 2 weeks. But the one soaked in the 11.5 water, it was preserved. It had high antioxidants in it. It was self-preserving. What can we do to bring our bodies back into energetic balance? We can eat high vibration foods. Always soak your food in 11.5. Always, always. I don't even care if it's organic. Soak your meat, soak your fruit, soak your vegetables. But you want to soak it not in metal, because you get a little charge or discharge with it in the metal. I like glass the best. The voltage is measured by an electronic device called an ORP meter. Water molecules pick up the negative ORP. Drink high frequency electrolyzed reduced water. Very, very important. Now, one of the things that I learned, and you'll hear various things about this, but when I saw people getting, sometimes, very rarely, but sometimes they would have a little healing reaction from the programs in the brain camp. And one of the gals that was there had this electrolyzed reduced water in her home, so she'd already been using it. She taught me a little trick. She drank a quart of this water, and I'm going, you can't do that. And she got better. And I had been drinking it like a couple ounces at a time, and I actually had a good healing reaction from it. I threw up because it helps your liver to detox. But what I realized, and I've used this now for years, is that when you are really feeling awful, you can drink that. When I was in the hospital and rehab, I had my friends bring me gallons of the 11.5 water to drink. I couldn't drink it only because I didn't have enough supply, but I knew that I was so sick and I was so injured. I had broke my femur. I had a serious head injury and a spinal injury. And that's a whole nother story, how I am healed and I'm able to be back better than ever. But that 11.5 water was phenomenal. And one day, it didn't happen often, but one day my ankle was just swelling. And I knew it because I wasn't drinking enough water, and I had to get back on that. Anytime you have swelling in the legs, swelling in the knees, swelling in the hands, swelling anywhere, you're not drinking enough water. But I had that 11.5 water there, and my friend came in, somebody came from far away to visit me, and they took that 11.5 water, went and got a washcloth and wrapped my ankle. And I thought, it's not warm, it's cold, what's that gonna do? Right before our eyes, that ankle went shoo with the 11.5 water. And I thought, wow, that really, really felt good and really was amazing. Raise the vibration of your body by the water you wash your vegetables in. Soak your vegetables, your fruits, your meat in 11.5 pH water. Add the hydrogen, the minus ions, and it oxygenates the food. By the way, this food lasts in your refrigerator weeks. I'll go away on trips and come back 2 weeks later and it's still good. And it neutralizes the pesticides and the chemicals. Sometimes you can see it in the water. And of course, the food lasts a lot longer. Here's just some of the things that you can use with the 11.5 water. You can spray it on pimples and acne, and this is just to help balance the body. We're not talking about curing anything or healing any diseases. We're talking about giving the body voltage so the body can take that voltage and work with it. I just told you the story of my inflammation. Soak the washcloth and apply it to the affected areas 2 to 3 times per day for 20 minutes or longer. I mean, I was absolutely shocked to see what that did. And it was also stimulating to me to drink the water. I love to add this to salad dressings because I make my own salad dressings, and I encourage you to do the same. Because you know why? There aren't any good ones on the market. They use the wrong oils and they just don't put good stuff in them. So to get the right oils, I use my own. But oftentimes they're very, very thick and they're, solid. So I'll go take, once I've made them in the next days or so, I'll add a couple tablespoons of the 11.5 water because it emulsifies the fat. You can use it to stabilize essential oils, mix a small amount to reduce oxidation and improve freshness. You can clean and degrease. You can spray it on an engine and around the house to cut and accumulate oil and grease. Remove stains. I have a light carpet in my home, and I will take the 11.5 and I will put it on stains and do stain remover. It's wonderful, absolutely wonderful. You can get all kinds of things out. And when I use my shampooer, I'll always put 11.5 in. I will use some natural soaps. I never use the chemical soaps, but I'll always use 11.5. Washing machine, you can put, you can take actually a quart or even a gallon, whatever you want, and put it in your washing machine. I threw my bleach out. I don't ever use bleach anymore. And I put this in the washing machine to help whiten the clothes and to clean them. And you can apply it to little skin sores or things around the body. It will help the body to grab that voltage and respond. Now, let's look at the healing vibrations of water, hyperoxidized water, or the acid. Having ionized acid water on your hands is worth the price of a water ionizer. Okay, guys, what are we in right now? Right now, we are in a pandemic. We are in, everybody's wash your hands, and use the sanitizer. Not all sanitizer, but most of it, I will say, is chemical, and I refuse to put that on my hands. I want to wash them with something you can take a little spray of the 2,5 water with you, because watch what it does. Look at this. This is from research. What does 2,5 water do? The organism, we'll go through this pretty quickly. You can look it up later. Hepatitis B virus. It is a live organism detected within 30 seconds. And the pH water of 2.6, No live organism detected within 30 seconds. Whoa. Go down to tuberculous bacillus. This is from research. This is after they put it in 2,6 water. No live organism detected within 30 seconds. AIDS virus, no live organism detected within 30 seconds. Bacillus subtilis, no information on that, so it doesn't help that. Staphylococcus, you can have that from food poisoning, which, by the way, if somebody gets food poisoning, I have them drink the 2,5 water. We had somebody once at our brain camp that was not able to stop throwing up. She was over the deck just throwing. And I remembered what somebody had taught me, that if you take the 2,5 water, about a half a cup, we could stop it. So she sipped it slowly, stopped it. So the staph, according to research, no live organism detected within 30 seconds in the 2,6, 2,5 water. Salmonella, same thing, food poisoning, no live organism detected within 30 seconds. To realize that the cost of this equipment is worth an emergency visit to the emergency room for food poisoning. I'm telling you, it will cost you the same. And you don't have to go there. Bacillus cereus, food poisoning also, you have in 2 minutes. And resistant staphylococcus, no live organism detected within 30 seconds. Guys, this is revolutionary. This is research. This is science. This isn't just made up. It has to have that level. And then we could go on. Here's more for food poisoning, typhoid, bacillus, no live organism within 30 seconds. And Candida albicans, no live organism detected within 30 seconds. We actually had a gal in our brain camp who had Candida for 25 years and her tongue was always coated. We just had her drink the 2,5 and her tongue cleared, and her dad said, she's never been free of that. And she left there free of that. Pneumonia, no live organism in 30. Bread mold, no live organism in 30 seconds. Red yeast, no live organism. Athlete's foot, you want to soak your feet in that. Get the voltage. All we're doing is changing the voltage. We're not healing, curing anything. We're changing the voltage. Strep, pyogenes, no live organism in 30 seconds. You can gargle in your throat. Enterococcus, no live organism in 30 seconds. And Staph aureus, no live organism. And E. coli, more. Look at all these food poisoning ones, no live organism. Vibrations of electrolyzed oxidized water and dental periodontal bacteria. Okay, this was part of what I told you earlier, that a lot of health problems come from problems in the mouth. So you can actually take the 2,5 water, and I have people hold it in their mouth and swish it, better yet with a water pick spray. And the results with the electrolyzed reduced water may be extremely useful in preventing and treating periodontal diseases. Per research, more than 99% of the bacteria species were killed after exposure to each solution for 15 seconds. Periodontopathic bacteria and abscess, infected root canals were killed by the electrolyzed reduced water. All this coming from the scientific journals. But I must tell you, don't go gung-ho with the 2,5 and leave your mouth acid. You want to finish it with the 11,5 to bring it back alkaline. Now, the vibrations of electrolyzed oxidized water and MRSA. This is what research says. Bacteria such as spirulina, and many others can only survive at an environment value of between 3 and 4 pH. MRSA, methicillin-resistant Staphylococcus aureus, spreading. I see people with it all the time. Acid water has a pH value of 2.5, kills everything. The oxidating reduction, electrical potential, and chlorine and oxygen can also help kill these bacteria. The body has the ability to heal itself of many ailments, and if it's supplied with the sound nutrition, proper cellular energy, the voltage, the most important element in cellular voltage and its healing vibrations is water. Why? Because 70 to 80% of your cells is water. The only water that supplies the oxygen, the alkaline pH, the abundant flow of negative electrons, hydrogen ions, is the microclustered electrolyzed reduced water, also called ionized water. Electrolyzed reduced water is the key to cellular voltage, was the key to our health. Okay, I want you to take, if you want to get a hold of me, you can just go through the website and fill out a form in there, and you can ask me your questions directly, brainadvance.org. And you can, we can also set up phone times to talk together through WhatsApp. That's probably the easiest. And remember, I'm not so technical. I'm learning as I'm going, as you saw in the beginning of this, but we'll make it work and we'll get your questions answered. So I'm going to stop and we're going to go back to Christina.
Wow, wow, wow. Well, guys, this is amazing, isn't it? Give some love to Dr. Allen. Some love to Dr. Allen. Dr. Allen, we have over 325 people watching you right now.
Thank you.
325 people right now. If you find her informative, you learn something, give some love, give some like to this video, share this out. If honestly, if Dr. Allen is not sharing her information, her knowledge, we cannot impact and save more lives, right, Dr. Allen?
That's right.
Okay, so now it's going into the Q&A time. Before we go into the Q&A, I want to ask you this personal question. You mentioned that tomorrow, congratulations for your for your 1-year anniversary.
Yeah.
For your injury. I heard about that and you told me about it, about the injury, but we never go too deep into the conversation about that. What happened? And what do you do and how do you save yourself? Like you know, as a brain specialist and end up you got injured in the brain. I think this is a calling from God. Yeah. To get you through the whole journey such that you can save more lives, impact more people. Can you tell us a little bit more what happened to you?
Well, I was at my ranch getting ready to sell it. My husband passed away a couple of years ago, so I had to get rid of that, and we're relocating our brain center, and I was there alone. And I run all over the place with an ATV, and I was getting ready to take it from one house up to the next house at night, 5:30 at night. And I was sitting on it, holding the bars and turn position. I must have hit the gas, because the next thing I knew, I was like 50 feet over in the middle of the road, and I was passed out for 2 hours. So it knocked me out, and I'm laying there and I'm going, uh-oh, my right leg was loose, but my left leg was pinned. So I took my leg and I tried to push it, and I go, this is a 500-pound machine. I can't do this. And there is nobody here. Nobody will ever find me. But my kids said, Mom, always take your phone with you because you'll be able to call 911. By God's grace, that phone fell right beside me, and I was able to reach it, and I pulled it. I didn't even notice the battery was almost out. And once I had woken up and I realized I was bleeding out, and I tried to take some plastic tape that I had there, you know, the tape, that packing tape, and wrap it around my leg, but I couldn't get it under. And then I thought, do I really want a tourniquet? Because I might lose my leg. I'm not sure I want to do that. So I'll just let it bleed. So I thought, okay, I'm going to be gone by morning. So God, if you have a purpose for me, you're going to need to make this cell phone work. So I dialed 911. First, I texted everybody and said, help, I'm in trouble. It didn't go anywhere. Then I called 911. It didn't go anywhere. Then I said, okay, God, this is the only avenue I have between you and me. If you want me to live, you got to make this thing connect, because there's a little bit left here. I dialed 911. It hooked. 2 seconds. I said, here I am. Here's what's happened to me. They were there. It went, and not only did it disconnect, which was very miracle that it even connected, it died. So it was gone. So they were there. Now it was from 5:30. Now it was 10:30 at night. So I was laying on the ground. It was getting cold for 5 hours. And I had no idea the extent of what had happened to me. My femur broke in half, and it was not coming out of my pants because my pants were holding it, but it was bleeding out. They got there, took me to the little town, and they had already called the helicopter, which I thought in itself was a miracle. They don't call helicopters, they take you to the local hospital. And then an hour later, I was at the hospital, and then I don't remember, I kind of passed out, but they did surgery in the middle of the morning. And then I was in the hospital for a week, and then in rehab. I was out of commission, in rehab, in the hospital rehab, and then home rehab. I had to live with somebody because I couldn't take care of myself for 3 months. What an experience. And I did not realize until later how bad brain injury I had had. I could not take my supplements. I couldn't figure things out. I had only my water. I did have one or two supplements that I could figure out. And I had a special redox signaling supplement that I knew was going to repair me. I needed it especially for my leg to repair. I had excruciating pain. And it was just awful. And I just thought, if I can just get this in. So I took 32 ounces of that a day, and I drank water. I had my friends bring me in water. I also had them bring me in food because the food there was horrible. So it wasn't until about 5 months in when I realized how bad my brain injury was, and I had a spinal injury and had bulging discs and pain. But you know what? 3 months into it, doing the redox supplement and the water, my pain just stopped. And it was like everybody says, even today, do you have pain? No, I don't have any more pain. So it's been pretty miraculous. And then I've been doing therapy hours a day until the pandemic. So it's been quite a ride, and I'm still healing. I still don't have full use of the leg. However, the last 2 days, I've been digging and rototilling and planting a garden at my ranch and running around, and I didn't use the ATV. But so my leg is, doing pretty good. So I'm very excited to, in the future, share with you some of those other things, because I realized that in 3 months, I got rid of a serious concussion and spinal injury, got my brain, and it kept coming back. I mean, it took 5-6 months to kind of get the full impact where I could get back to work. Amazing miracles happened, and I saw what those simple things could do for the brain, personally.
Wow, wow, wow. Dr. Ellen, looking at you right now in this screen, no one have ever guessed that you had a brain injury 1 year ago.
Yeah.
No one. No one. Guys, please keep Dr. Ellen in your prayer each and every single day, because I believe her message needs to be heard by many more people. You better not to have another brain injury. Okay.
But if you do, we have things that you can do. Oh my goodness!
Now that's a secret recipe. I think if your time allow, I would love to bring you back later on for that particular about the redux, because as as a Kangen distributors, as a Kangen lovers, we use the term redux so much, and nobody really understand what exactly it is. Mm-hmm. Honestly, right? So mm-hmm. I think with your expertise, with your knowledge, with your research, we can understand it a little bit more. Now, congratulations for your recovery again. And this will be the last one.
Thank you all for your prayers. I could not respond to anybody. I was just brain gone. But I am so appreciative. I got cards, I got letters, I got emails, and I am so appreciative of them. Thank you so much. And I know it helped.
Yes, and you know what? Today is a very special day. As I said, May 11 o'clock, that's when we start. And I believe this is God in the work. They're trying to get the message out to many more people. And I'm not sure about you who's watching right now. I feel that Dr. Ellen has brought me into a different dimension of how I understand electrolytes reduce the water, and particularly Kangen water, because I watched those YouTube videos. As I mentioned to you, you are my very first mentor about water, about Kangen water in particular. I watched your video over and over and over again, and that's how I got myself started. But today, what you share with us is something that I have never heard before, most of the items, and I think it's going to help me to propel the message even further, honestly. Dr. Ellen, now, let's go back into our favorite water, Kangen, okay? Now, guys, I want you to make sure that you take notes about what I'm about to ask her. And she didn't know that I'm going to ask her this, okay? Okay, tell us in short. Tell us in short, okay? In your word, such that we can copy it. In your word, why do you think Kangen, in particular, this brand called Kangen, electrolytes reduce the water, can help our brain health, and why is it elemental? Why is it elemental?
Okay. A lot of you know there's Your Brain on Water, which is out there on the internet, which you can look at. But there's 3 key factors. And this is all documented by research. So we can go through all of the brain issues. Let's take psychological, emotional problems, autism, bipolar, anorexia, depression, all of these things. There is research behind them for each one of these factors that I'm going to describe. The first one is dehydration. If you do not have the right hydration, all of these things can be related in the brain. Any kind of brain dis-ease, any kind of brain mental dysfunction is going to have dehydration. That's why this water is so powerful, because it's not just water. It's water that fills the cells with hydration. And 100% of the time, per research in scientific journals, dehydration is a factor in every kind of mental, emotional, or brain problem. The next, number 2, is inflammation. Inflammation is very common, and all degenerative diseases are due to inflammation, or it's a key factor. And again, we've got the same things. Every brain disorder, every body problem is going to have inflammation. This water, by science, has been shown to reduce inflammation. Then the other third factor is antioxidant. So when you get that negative ORP, it becomes an antioxidation, which is very, very important, because we oxidate with all those things I told you. We oxidate with negative thoughts. We oxidate with poor foods. We oxidate with the kind of water. You know, I told you I was drinking well water. Well, it was positive pH, not pH, but positive ORP. And I thought, oh my goodness, I think I'm drinking the best water. And here it is causing more oxidation, and I'm needing the antioxidants. That was one of the biggest reasons why we jumped in and got this water. So basically it's the 3: dehydration, inflammation, and antioxidant.
Okay, guys, I hope that you took notes, okay? I hope that you actually use your video, you use your cell phone, videotape that, and then send it to all your prospects, okay? And I think that listening from Dr. Allen, there's no, like she is the research and she is the case studies. So Dr. Allen, tell us, how many people have you helped this many years with Kangen water and your therapy?
I really have no idea.
You lost track,
I mean,
right?
it's hundreds, because we do work on the phone, we do work on, you know, email, internet, and we do home programs in the center. So over the years, it has been thousands and thousands. I don't know. I don't keep track.
I think more than thousands to me, because like from the information that we learn from you, we share it out.
Yeah.
Okay. And I think that's millions of people that you have helped. Now, by watching your YouTube video, okay, as I said, this is the first time that I get a chance to, you know, up close to do an interview with you. Autism, ADD, brain trauma, brain injury is one of the things that you highly talk about. Can you tell us in short why exactly? Let's talk about electrolytes reduce the water. Together with your special training program, why like autism and ADD and dementia, to many people out there, they believe that this is a disease that's not reversible. They believe that it's just going to get worse. Why does your program work, and why does in particular electrolytes reduce the water work, and why in particular the redox signaling supplement that you mentioned helps significantly in the whole process? Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Well, again, all the cells are bathed in water. So I don't care how good your supplements are, how good your food is, how good your thinking is. If you do not have the negative ORP water, which has the voltage, which holds the voltage. I've had people use other kinds of alkaline reduced water. And by the time they got it home, they didn't have a machine, but by the time they got it home, the ORP was gone. And it doesn't hold it. So it's got to hold it. It's got to hold it to get into the cells. So all of these things, everything, what we're doing with our autism, what we're doing with our ADD, what we're doing with every kind of mental, emotional factor that's going on in the body and the brain, we are raising voltage. And we need a carrier to raise that voltage. So key to every single problem is the water. It's absolutely foundational. And that's why we're talking about this today. Because if we do not have the water and the right kind of water, we're sort of disabled. And let me tell you, I know what it's like to be disabled for the first time in my life. And it's not fun. And we're doing that to ourselves if we don't have the right kind of ORP in our water, and we don't have the right kind of water. You know, some of the waters, this is a high electrical field that goes into the water coming out of the tap, and then it splits it into the positive and the negative. And if we do not have the right kind of metal plates to make that charge occur, that metal will pour into the water. And I've actually had several clients that have been poisoned by metal, poisoned by some of the other so-called ionizers. That's why I am adamant about know your source, know your science, know what this is, because water isn't just water. And I'll go beyond that and say ionized water isn't just ionized water. And I defy anybody to get the kind of results we get with the brain with these other kind of ionized waters or alkaline water. It has to be very special, very low ORP, meaning in the 4, 5, 600s, even lower. And it has to be very pure water. It has to be very safe water. And this water has proven very, very, very safe. I must make a comment because some of you may come across this. Sometimes if you have, let's say you had a birth trauma, let's say you were premature, you were C-section, or you had a fall when you were young, or you've had a car accident, moving on up in life, you've had something to your head, opening the blood-brain barrier, and you don't really know it. You take the water and somebody gives you 9,5 water to start with, and you feel horrible. It's because your blood-brain barrier is open from a brain injury and you're flushing out those toxins. It's too much at once. So you must start always at 8.5, and you must be careful because this is very, I'll call balancing. It causes your body to heal itself. And so you want that healing to go at the pace that your body can handle. So if you have trauma in your background, if you have physical trauma, emotional trauma, and even you don't know when you're sharing the water with people, you want to be careful. I just had an incident of that this week where we had a case where somebody, they felt pretty sick because they started at 8.5 and jumped to 9.5. You never jump, you toggle. An ounce of this, an ounce of that, ounce of the old, ounce of the new, ounce of the 8.5, ounce of the 9.0, and so forth. And we have protocols for that. That tells you how powerful this water is. But we want you to be aware that that's a very important thing in taking the water for especially your brain health.
Wow. Wow. Guys, I'm not sure about you. I took note. Okay. I took notes such that I can share with people. Okay. Make sure you do that. Now, Dr. Allen, one of the questions was actually left in the chat group, and I want me to address is that now for people who have dementia, for people who have autism, people who have ADD, if now they're on Kangen water, what if one day they're taking off the Kangen water? How would that impact them? How would that affect them?
Like I alluded to earlier, well, let's just say I travel a lot. And if I drink bottled water, I never drink tap water, but if I drink bottled water, I'm going to have a positive ORP. And that's not good. I need a negative ORP. That's why I call you around the world to say, can I borrow some water? Actually, I'm not going to give it back. Can I have the water, please? So if you go off the water, you can actually have your oxidation build up, the inflammation is going to build up, and the dehydration is going to build up. Very basic. It will happen. That's why you drink this for life.
Okay, guys, you heard this. Okay, you should understand why this is so important. Why this is so important. Okay, so this actually concludes our very first day with Dr. Allen. I'm not sure about you guys. I hope that you guys took note. Okay, if you don't, it's fine. You can watch replay in this Facebook group, because that's how you can actually enrich yourself, encourage yourself, and actually share the information out. Again, Dr. Allen, in order for them to contact you, what's your email address again?
Okay, you can reach me at Nature Doctor, nature without an E, NATURDR @ gmail.com. And the website, you can also go there, and there's a link to just get a hold of me by signing up for the newsletter, is brainadvance.org. brainadvance.org.
Thank you so much, Dr. Allen. And today I've learned a lot. And guys, this message is so important. I believe the world needs to hear this. So please share this video out and actually create watch party in your own Facebook group. Whether they care about Kangen water or they are Kangen water drinker or whatever, it doesn't matter. The most important thing is that this message from this wonderful doctor sitting right across from me, her knowledge needs to be heard. Her wisdom needs to be heard, because you don't know. You will be able to save someone, or we may be able to save someone today. You never know what's happening around.
Right.
And this replay will be available in this Facebook group in the next 72 hours. Okay, I want you guys to make sure that you come back, take notes, share this out, such that we get the information heard. So thank you again, Dr. Allen. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I look forward to hearing from you. And if you don't get a response, just keep trying.
I tried 4 years, so it's okay. I tried 4 years.
Thank
all right.
you.
So, Dr. Allen, before you go, one last nugget you want to share with people about brain health. What would you like to share with them?
We all have a brain, and we all need to give it the proper nutrition. And I gave you a lot of the keys here. The proper nutrition is water, number one, your food, your thoughts. I would say those three. Keep your thoughts positive. You know, we're told in scripture to be thankful in everything. And the reason why is because it changes the pH in our brain. And if we would obey that and listen to that, we would see a lot better things in our world. But I also want to remind you to always keep a glass of water next to you, and don't let it sit there, be drinking it. And it's absolutely, absolutely, absolutely the most important thing I have to say to you in our topic today is get your body weight in ounces. Your body weight in ounces. And what I find is that people, even people that have this wonderful, wonderful water, do not understand what they have in their hand. So get this message out to the people that you have already on this water, the people that you want to have help, and let them understand it's not just having this machine in your house. You have to drink this water, and you have to drink it all day long. And it's absolutely, it will change your life. You know, there's a saying, change your water, change your life. I want you to know that this water changed my life. And I want to see it change yours too. And I want to hear your stories.
Wow, wow, wow. Thank you, Dr. Allen. Thank you once again. We're so appreciative to have you today. Over 350 people watching you at this very moment right now. At this very moment right now around the world. Some say hi to you from Germany, some say hi to you from Italy, some say hi to you from Indonesia, Singapore, Hong Kong. Yeah, and some of them from New Zealand. So you know that they're staying up to just watch your seminar today. And we are so grateful to have you, and you know, your message needs to be heard, guys. So share this message out again. Stay amazing. Tomorrow at 11 o'clock, in this Facebook group, we are going to have Dr. Taylor Bean, as well as our favorite, Antonina Poroshenko, share with us immunity, how we can restore immunity. Today, we learned about brain health and how this voltage is helping us, how this water is helping us. Now, let's go a little bit around in terms of immunity, how we can restore immunity from east to west. So tomorrow, 11 o'clock, come back and join us and do watch this replay. Do share this replay out so therefore more people can hear Dr. Allen's message. All right? Stay amazing. Tomorrow, 11 o'clock, I'll see you back here.